I would love to know where you're tuning in from. If you're experiencing some pretty intense weather, we'd love to know that too. I know all of my friends who are posting inside of the Natural Living Club or who are in the South or the East or the Midwest of the US, some extreme things are happening. We had some folks posting or reporting 40-degree below temperatures in some parts of the US. I have a friend who's in New York just on this giant snow hill. So I'd love to know how your weather is. And we talked about weather a little bit earlier this week on Thrive Live. Here in Montana, we have no snow, so our snow is going other places. So we would love some snow. Give our snow back. We need to get out there and go skiing. We would love to. We've got we've got Southern California here. We've got Indiana. We've got. I know it was not just on your end. It was on our end, but now we're back in business. Tech is so fun, right? Marnie says. It is. It's so fun. But that's the reason we love tech is that we're able to hang out like this and be together and make some beautiful melt and pour soap. We were in the studio earlier this week or last Friday, actually, making this gorgeous melt and pour soap. And I don't know about you, but if you've made soap the more traditional way with lye, and the whole process takes forever to cure, and then you're dealing with lye. So this melt and pour option is such a more straightforward, easy, user-friendly way to make really beautiful soap that's so nourishing for your skin and your body and your mind. And if you're like me, I love a good, quick DIY project, which is great. Oh, Carrie is saying snow on the ground and cold in Missouri. Oh my goodness, cold in Missouri. We've got Florida Keys who are here. Hello, Christchurch, New Zealand. Hello, Wendy. It's nice to see you here. We've got sunny and almost 30 finally. Very icy in Maryland. Oh my goodness, I bet. I imagine that snow or school is canceled all across the US for so many communities. I know when I was a teacher in Maryland, one of the things my students always talked me into doing was sleeping with my pajamas inside out as one of the myths on how you bring in a nice new snow day for the next day. And I will say, a lot of the time it worked. So I think that too many people are sleeping with their pajamas inside out. Maybe that's why this storm is the way it is. It's so nice to have, hello, Granny9903, Idaho here. We finally had a skiff of snow. You're with us here in Montana, where we are experiencing spring all winter long, which is not a bad thing. I was out hiking with my boyfriend yesterday, and it was just a beautiful day on the trail. It was like we didn't need we didn't need any kind of yak tracks for snow or ice. We didn't need anything but just shoes and a smile, and up we were hiking all over. It was a lot of fun. Fort Worth is icy. There you go. Okay. I would love to know, those of you who are here, we're going to get into our melt and pour soap workshop today. If you have made a melt and pour soap before, if you could pop a 1 into the chat. If you haven't yet made a melt and pour soap and you're excited to do that, please pop a 2 into the chat. It's just so much fun to see your background knowledge and your experience. And again, if you are a pro at making melt and pour soap, I'd love to know your tips and tricks as we go throughout this process. This is relatively new to me. Like we've been talking about this whole month, the theme for my year this year is ignite. I want to ignite in every area of my life. And one of the things I'm really pushing myself to do is to take my knowledge of essential oils. I love the science. I love teaching the science. I love teaching the synergy, the heart, the art, and the science of aromatherapy. And what I'm trying to do this year is take those concepts that I know so well and apply them to a process that might be less familiar to me, which is melt and pour soap. Although Aromatics International, Aroma Head really got its start in soap making when I was in middle school with Karen. That's how she got into the world of essential oils, looking at, she had a soap company that took off and became huge, and she sold it called Sunburst Ridge Soaps. It was gorgeous. My brother and I were helping her make soap down in our basement, and it was a lye-based soap that needed to cure, and we cut it and wrapped it and the whole thing. That's where she started to kind of peel back the onion of, oh, what is a synthetic aroma? What is an essential oil? When would I use, oh, no, I never want to use a synthetic because it's an artificial product. I only want the pure essential oils. And that's how she started to peel back the layers and start really delving into her journey of essential oils almost, I would say, 35 years ago. It's been quite a while. So I'm so glad that we're able to revisit soap making in this way that's a lot easier than going to the store and buying lye. And Home Depot's like, what do you need lye for? All of these questions are right there. So this is a much easier way to make really gorgeous, all natural soaps for yourself, your family. Maybe you've got an Etsy store, maybe you've got a farmer's market stand, whatever it is. This is a great thing. Look at all these folks who've made, look at all these folks who have already made melt and pour soap. And we've got Bird on a Wire 2016. I add mica into the melt and pour soap, and of course essential oils. I love that. You absolutely add mica. We're going to be adding some green clay to our melt and pour soap today, which is a little bit more exfoliating than leaving it out. And what I like about the green clay as a color is it's natural, of course. It has that light green. It's a super light green. It just makes it just a really nice color outside of that, just pure white, which is also a great color too. Just comes down to your preference, adds a little extra health benefit with that green clay action, with that moisturizing, that exfoliation, kind of drawing out the impurities of our skin, helping with detoxification. So yeah, please give a thumbs up to this video. That way, folks who may have lost us on the first stream and now we're on our second stream, if you give this video a thumbs up and you like it and subscribe to our channel, chances are that'll help someone else find where we are hanging out right now. So there we go. All right, let's go to, what was the question? The question was, if you've ever made a melt and pour soap before, pop in a 1. If it's new to you and you can't wait, or you're looking forward to making a melt and pour soap, pop in a 2 into the chat. That is how you participate. So we don't have a PDF for this recipe, and that is somewhat on purpose because we did the extra mile and we went ahead and built out, or Devin did, our amazing Devin, he built out a whole recipe over at aromatics.com. Let's hop over to my screen. I want to show. So it's called the Clarity and Calm Melt and Pour Soap. I'm going to click this video right here. We made a video last week, and I just love this so much. We're trying to do more of this, make demonstration videos to go along with the recipes that we're making here inside of the Natural Living Club. So this is showing the process of how to make this particular recipe. We used a hot plate. It took maybe an hour to melt for this video. So I messaged Devin ahead of time before I got to the studio, and I was like, can you get the soap base melting, because it's just going to take a while. And so he did. So we're all melted and ready to go. So it won't take 2 hours to make this melt and pour soap. And I think it's a lot easier to make the melt and pour soap in a kitchen. We're doing this in our studio. And of course, we're a little limited with what we can do when it comes to just having a stove. It's easier to make some of this stuff if you have a stove or an oven. So there you go. So that's your video on how to make the melt and pour soap. And we're of course going to do that right here, right now on this live workshop. I'll go over the recipes with you, but this is why we don't have a recipe PDF for this particular event. I'll still pop a link to the replay inside of the classroom section of the Natural Living Club, so you're able to find it. And I'll link to this particular recipe so you're able to archive it and keep it whenever you want to revisit it. So we're going to be working with a melt and pour soap base. I'm going to reach over here. Karen and I, we both researched a melt and pour base, and it was so funny. Within 30 seconds, we had sent the exact same link to each other for the soap base we wanted to use for this particular workshop. So we are really enjoying it, and we're getting into figuring out our favorite melt and pour soap base. We decided to go with a premium soap base. We got this off of Amazon, and I'm going to add this to Karen's recommended products on her Amazon list, so it's easy to find if you want to go ahead and make this later. But it's a natural soap base, triple butter. I mean, doesn't that sound luxurious? Again, 100% natural ingredients. It's creamy, luxurious, high quality ingredients, easy to customize, and it is just a fabulous base to use. So we have gone ahead and cut this particular block into smaller chunks. We've already melted it, so it's easier to do this recipe a little faster with you. And in this particular batch, we put in 1 tablespoon plus 1.5 teaspoons of pomegranate seed oil, which we are going to do today as well. And then 1.5 teaspoons of French green clay. And of course, like our viewer suggested, you can use mica powder. We've been working with some fabulous powders this month as well. We've been working with pinks and blues and greens, and we've got a blackberry mica powder that would be beautiful in this too. So whatever kind of natural color that washes off really easily, that's a key to this. I probably wouldn't use that blue we've been using for a lot of recipes inside of the Natural Living Club with the gel freshies that we've made and so forth. That might stay on your skin in a way you don't want. But the blackberry mica powder, of course, the French green clay, that's going to really wash off easily and have no issue inside of your shower or bathtub. So this recipe calls for 40 drops of lavender, 28 drops of rosemary camphor, and 12 drops of eucalyptus globulus. Now, what a wonderful blend for cold and flu season, for any kind of antimicrobial support. You could even take out the lavender and put in tea tree. This smells so good. It is absolutely fabulous. It only took a couple hours to, or even maybe an hour to really solidify and harden up versus the lye-based soap. It takes at least, and Karen is probably here on chat with us, it takes at least, I want to say, 10 to 20 days to cure. It takes a long time to cure, so it's safe to use on your skin, whereas this is ready to go pretty much right away on the same day, and I'm so excited about this. We went ahead and put some oatmeal on top, some lavender buds on top, but you absolutely don't need to do that. You can just, like we're going to do today, we're just going to do a basic bar soap. We're actually going to do some substitutions here. So this is a gorgeous blend of lavender, rosemary, camphor, and eucalyptus globulus. We're going to take this down even more into an earthy place. And we're going to be working with sandalwood, vetiver, and maybe, depending on how we vote in chat, a little bit of lime, just to kind of have more of a quote unquote masculine scent, more of an earthy, grounding scent. I know with all of the things going on in the world, all the weather happening, I tend to turn to those root oils. I tend to turn to those oils that have those base notes that are very gentle, very calming, very grounding. And why not have those aromas and energetics in our soap, especially in the morning or in the evening as we are taking time to cleanse ourselves, going through that ritual of to add in that layer of that extra grounding with our more grounding essential oils like vetiver, sandalwood, and I am very curious about putting lime in here. So I want to hop over to your comments and check in. Those of you who just love making soap or who are interested in making soap, if you have a particular, let's see, if you have a particular aroma that you like to use when it comes to your soap making or something you're interested in, what kind of aromas would you like to put into your soap? I know rosemary mint is common. Sandalwood is common, lavender, rose, all of those things. It would just be great if you could pop in your favorite ideas for your particular melt and pour soap that you either make or that you want to make. I decided to go off script and do more of the base notes with the vetiver and the sandalwood and potentially lime in there. I love that. April's always saying, always in favor of lime. I love that. Now, April, since you're here and I have it right beside me, I'm just going to go over really quick and just show everyone the Peaceful Earth gel freshie we made last week. You reminded me of it. I wanted to do this anyway, so thank you. I'll be back in just 1 second. So if you missed this last week, you can go and watch the replay. You can also find the recipe inside of the Natural Living Club in the classroom section. But this is the gel air freshener that we made last week. It's still super vibrant. It smells amazing. It's a little bit less vibrant than when we first made it, but it's still a powerful passive diffusion method. So we went ahead and used gelatin. We put in some color. We did a combination of green and blue to represent the earth. We named this particular blend Peaceful Earth Blend. There's so much happening in our earth we might as well usher in more peace. And I'm a firm believer of the things that you're thinking about, you're attracting to yourself. And so when we make things intentionally for peace, we're attracting peace. We're saying yes to peace, right? Instead of saying yes to fear or worry or anxiety. When we have things around us like our essential oils, we're saying yes to something positive. We're saying yes to healing. We're saying yes to nourishing. And this particular Peaceful Earth gel air freshener is just absolutely gorgeous. And you can find that if you just search inside of the Natural Living Club gel air freshener. The event will pop up with the recipe. And I just love the color that this made by combining the blue mineral color and the green mineral color that we worked with. So if you want to make gel air fresheners and you missed our workshop last week, we have got a replay right here in the channel where you're watching. We would love for you to make that and then let us know how it goes. All right. So, great question, Karen. I'm also curious on how the gel air fresheners last, which is one reason I'm leaving it uncovered in our studio. So I can attest to 1 week later, it's an incredibly vibrant aroma. So remind me next week, same time, same place, and we will test it to see how vibrant it still is and really get a dialed in idea of how long a gel air freshener will last with that particular amount of essential oil in it. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, I am going to go back to my comments here. We've got lavender and frankincense as a blend for our melt and pour soap base. What a great idea. I love that lavender and frankincense. We could do, let's see, vetiver, rosewood, and black spruce. All right, Sharon, I love that idea. Vetiver, rosewood, and black spruce. Beautiful. Rosemary, mint sounds divine. You could even just do lavender alone. I know one thing we've been talking about just in our studio here at Aromatics, in the Natural Living Club, at Aromahead, is that sometimes there's a beauty in just using a single oil or a single product for something. You don't always have to combine, but it's also really fun to combine. It's kind of like if you go on a walk with a really good friend, maybe you need to go on a walk with Jasmine right now, and that's your really good friend. Or maybe you want to invite vetiver into that group, or maybe you want to invite cedarwood into that group. It's just like people with these essential oils. The more you're inviting them in intentional ways, the more the personalities just come out and combine to make a completely new, unique experience. So it just depends on what you're going for. If you want that single, just jasmine experience, or that rose experience, or that vetiver, or whatever it might be, or maybe you want the vetiver and sandalwood, or maybe you want the frankincense and lavender, whatever it is, this is where the beauty of creating with essential oils is just so powerful for ourselves and those around us. It also allows us to really listen to what's going on inside, to really pay attention to what's going on in our world, and maybe even in your own household. Maybe your kids are going through a semester change. Maybe they're not in school. Maybe they're supposed to be working online. Everything's a little more stressed. So you're going to go for those deeper grounding notes. Or maybe it's cold and dark where you are. I know Madhu up in Canada was mentioning that it's just cold and dark, and it's just hard to feel sunshine and cheer inside of her heart. And so maybe you're going to reach for citruses. Maybe you're going to help with that uplifting. And it's just good to pay attention to yourself. Just really touch base with what's going on, and that will help you select essential oils for something fun like soap, right? Where it's different than making an anxiety relief inhaler, where you're going to formulate specifically for that. This is more of a passive way to just invite in peace, joy, grounding, whatever it might be, just a little extra happiness. And I just absolutely love working with our essential oils in this way, which is another reason I'm so excited to be challenging myself to get outside of my comfort zone and to lean into recipes like this that I haven't particularly ever made before, which is very, very fun. Okay. We've got so many great ideas coming in terms of the aromas that you're interested in. So I am going to, oh, don't worry about spelling. Don't worry at all about spelling. That is why we have computers and our imaginations. We just want your ideas to come through. So thank you for doing that. So let's make this our official giveaway for this event. So we're going to choose 3 people at the end of our time together. Pop in your different aroma ideas, essential oil ideas, whether it's a single oil or a combination of oils that you think would make a lovely soap recipe. Just pop that into chat. We're going to choose 3 random people to win $25 gift cards to go shop at Aromatics International and to purchase whatever supplies you would like to purchase to make this recipe or another recipe. We would just love for you to participate in that. And then again, Devin has the impossible task of choosing 3 people to go ahead and win those gift cards. All right, well, let's go ahead and start easing into making our melt and pour soap. I think Devin would appreciate that because I think he's keeping it melted over there because it sets up and it melts and it sets up and it melts. How about I do the green clay essential oil piece, Devin? Yeah, I think that's good. That's great. All right. Devin and I we can telepathically communicate, which I very much appreciate. Okay. So we're going to go back over to our recipe. We're going to follow the broad strokes of this recipe, but we're going to use different essential oils than we have listed here, just for variety. We already have here in our studio, we've got 6 bars of this melt and pour soap using lavender, rosemary, chemotype camphor, and eucalyptus globulus. So we're just going to make 6 more bars using different essential oils. The nice thing about a recipe like this is we're going to take it, we're going to calculate the number of essential oils, then we're going to divide it between the 2 or 3 we choose to use right now. Now, I know already that I want to use sandalwood. It's just speaking to me. I just know I want to use sandalwood. It's so grounding. It's so nurturing. It's so stabilizing. And we need this right now, right? All across the world, we need this. So I've got my sandalwood here. I already have my orifice reducer popped off because sandalwood is thick. I've got my pipettes here ready to go. I also have my vetiver here. Again, orifice reducer popped off. It's thick. I've got my pipette ready to go. We're going to possibly put lime in here. Now I want to smell the lids of vetiver and sandalwood together. Thank you so much. And then this is perfect. Yes, I know. I love it. So we have this. What are the words for this?
Aromatherapy multi-tool. So bottle opener and roller caps.
There you go. This we're so excited about. It's an aromatherapy multi-tool. And this is where you can pop off if you've got a roller bottle and you've got a roller on the bottle, you can use this multi-tool to pop off the top of your roller bottle, which is so helpful, especially if you want to refill it, you want to wash it, recycle it, whatever it is. You also can use this same tool, and it has our Aromatics International logo on it. You can use this same tool to pop off orifice reducers. Specifically, if you're blending a lot of quantity and need to measure out by mils, that's super handy to not have an orifice reducer. Or if you have a really thick resinous oil like this sandalwood, like any of our like myrrh, frankincense, opopanax, vetiver is resinous and it can be really hard to coax it out of the container. Same with rose if it's crystallized especially. So this tool can help you pop off the orifice reducer and use a pipette like we're about to do for these 2 oils. And it's just so handy. Now, those of you who are members of our Natural Living Club, it's not too late to join and take advantage of this. We are offering for the first 100 people who order, there is a limit, the first 100 people who order, we are offering a free tool, aromatherapy multi-purpose tool to anyone who orders, and there's no minimum to that. So if you place a $5 order, a $15 order, whatever it is, the first 100 Natural Living Club members to order between now and this coming Monday or while supplies last, we're going to give you a free tool, which is, again, so helpful for anything that you might be doing where you need to pop off those orifice reducers, get that roller bottle top off. It is absolutely incredible. And these will be for sale or are for sale.
Yeah,
They are for sale.
If you're not an LLC member, you can still buy one or become a member and place your order.
There you go. So if you're not an NLC member and you want one of these, you can go and just purchase one at aromatics.com. If you are an NLC member, go ahead and place your order and we'll give you a free tool kit as long as supplies last. So up to 100, we're willing to give away 100 of these. We would love to give every single one away. So please place your order. We'll pop one in if you are a Natural Living Club member. It's only $3 a month, $24 a year, and we give away so many free gifts. We give away extra education. We're about to do a 6-week natural living makeover. I'm so excited about that. We'll talk about that more at the end of our presentation together. Devin's like, just get this soap poured, why don't you? So let's go ahead and blend together. I am going to ask Devin for a piece of paper and pen so I can do some aroma math on the go here. And what we're going to do is we're going to substitute out. We're not going to do lavender. We're not going to do rosemary. Thank you so much. Or eucalyptus. We're going to do definitely sandalwood. And then we're going to layer in together sandalwood. And depending on how we decide in the poll over here or how we decide in the comments, you're directly helping me with this blend today. My eyes are here in the comments. I'm so excited about that. So we're going to use sandalwood for sure. We're also going to potentially use vetiver and maybe lime. So if you would like us to put in all three, you can say all three. Or if you want us to just use sandalwood and vetiver, just let us know in the chat. Your opinion matters. Also, if you're thinking of a name that incorporates sandalwood at least, and maybe vetiver, and maybe lime, I would love to come up with a name for this particular soap blend in the chat as well. So let's do some aroma math together. Here in my nifty journal. This is right below our World Peace blend, which is the gel air freshener we made last week, recipe inside of the Natural Living Club, but we used jasmine, sweet orange, and frankincense. Now I'm going to do a line right here. I'm going to put the date, which it is the 28th, I believe. And we are going to put the year 2026. I can't believe it. Now we're going to put down the number of drops we want to ultimately work with to make sure the dilution is on par with this original recipe. Now we are going to do some math together. We need to do 40, 28, and 12. I'm going to use my calculator because I don't want to do math on a live event. We're going to do 40 plus 28 plus 12. There we go, which gives us a total of 80 drops. So we're either going to do 80 drops of sandalwood, which is quite a lot, especially as it's a more precious essential oil, a more expensive essential oil, but it smells beautiful. And maybe you just want that decadent experience. This is also the quote unquote more masculine aroma, you know, and if you are looking to maybe make a special gift package for someone in your life, this could be a wonderful Valentine's Day addition to a present that you might be putting together. We're going to be looking at more presents to make for yourself or your Galentine's friends in your circle. Next week, we're going to make a DIY mascara, a DIY lip gloss, and either a body oil or a shower scrub. I'm going back and forth. You can also vote in the chat if you want a body oil or a shower scrub for your Valentine's Day package. That's going to be happening next week, same time, same place. So please join us, and we're going to make the mascara together, the lip gloss, and either the body oil, sensual body oil, or a sensual shower scrub. So you can let me know which one you want in the chat. Okay, let's head over to chat because I need to know what we're doing here. So we've got sandalwood and lime as an option. Love that. Lime for sure. We've got Dr. Brewski who's saying lime for sure. I think that's my Auntie Mila. Is that you, Auntie Mila? I think that's Auntie Mila. I'm so glad to see you here today. I love you very much. Thank you for joining our event today. That's my dad's older sister. Okay, we're going to put down lime for sure, Auntie. We're doing lime for sure. And then we're going to do sandalwood for sure. Let's smell those together and see what we've got going on. And a great thing about this is that the lime is a more sustainable oil. It is a more inexpensive oil, so that can help us with our overall cost of this product, which is fabulous. And you know we love a good cost-effective product as well. Okay, so, oh good, body oil, tough decision. I know, isn't it a tough decision? That's why I haven't made the decision yet. I mean, I want it to be sensual. It's a Valentine's Day thing, right? So it needs to be either a sensual body oil or a sensual salt scrub for you and the person that are doing sensual things together. So let me know. I'm seeing a lot of body oil coming in, so I think that's what it's going to be. And there we go. Thank you so much. I have more questions for you later on. We're going to need to hurry up. We're going to need to hurry up. Okay, so Devin is saying hurry up. We got noted. Okay. Okay, it's re-solidifying. So let's go ahead and just double check. You know, it's going to smell good, but let's double check what sandalwood and lime smells like together. Wow, that's amazing. Sandalwood and lime. Should we do vetiver as well? Let's see what happens when we do vetiver as well. Sandalwood, lime, and vetiver. You guys, that is so good. If you want all three or you just want sandalwood and lime, let me know. Oh boy, I'm hearing the urgency over here. Okay. Do you need Shelby as an assistant? Should we get Shelby? Maybe get Shelby. Okay. Well, Devin's got this. We got this.
The problem is it just re-solidified.
Okay. Well, that's okay. We're gonna melt the base a little bit more. I just keep talking and talking, and the base just keeps fluctuating. So let's do sandalwood and lime. And I would love to do, for our 80 drops, let's do 30 drops of sandalwood, and then let's do 50. Nah, I'm rethinking it. Let's put vetiver down here. I'm looking down. I want you to see what I'm doing. I'm gonna put vetiver here too. Okay, so let's do 30 drops of sandalwood. Let's do 40 drops of lime and 10 drops of vetiver. That's going to be gorgeous, and that's going to equal our 20 drops. So I need to make sure I get my base going. So we're going to blend our carrier oil and our green clay and make a goo. Put the essential oils in that, and then put it into the melt and pour base, and then pour it into our molds right here. So let's go ahead and go back to the recipe. So we're going to measure out 1 tablespoon plus 1.5 tablespoons of pomegranate seed oil. After this, we'll talk about the benefits of pomegranate seed oil. All right, we've got our tablespoon here. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of pomegranate seed oil. Do we have an assistant? We've got Shelby here. Shelby's our assistant over there. Shelby packages and does so much in our warehouse. She is so important to how everything gets from our warehouse to you. So she's helping us with this live event. So that's pretty cool. All right. So now we're going to put in 1.5 teaspoons of our pomegranate seed oil. Here we go. There's 1. And we're going to do half. I know the perfectionists in here will be like, you didn't use a half. I estimated real fast that was half of that, because I know urgency is the name of the game. Okay, now we're going to use our pipette. We are going to use our, put our 40 drops of lime in here. Stay calm and grounded. We're going to do our 40 drops of lime right here. I can't talk and drop. Something for me to work on. Wow, that lime is beautiful. That lime is so stunning. Okay, let's go ahead and cap our lime. You always want to make sure you're limiting the amount your oils interact with the air. So we're going to cap our lime, put it over here. I'm going to use one of my pipettes, and I'm going to use 30 drops of our sandalwood. I really want the sandalwood to come through. It's so grounding. It's so gorgeous. So we're going to do our 30 drops of sandalwood. Here we go. Now, if you want to get real specific, you can measure that out in mils, and that's going to be even more specific. Now, I'm going to take this pipette, and we've got our pipette bouquet going on over here with other recipes that have used pipettes. I'm going to pop that in and just keep that bouquet growing. Now, I'm going to put my sandalwood cap on. Again, I want to minimize the amount of time the air interacts with my oil. I'm going to take the vetiver. We're doing just 10 drops of vetiver. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I need more. There we go. I've got 10 in there. Get all that back out. So pretty. Over here in my bouquet. Oh, that smells gorgeous. Okay, I've got my essential oils in there. I've got my pomegranate seed oil in there. Oh my goodness, I can't even tell you how good this smells. Wow, that is beautiful. Okay, I'm going to head back over to, we need 1.5. Let's see. I will use this little guy. We need 1.5. Oh, look at that. And that pomegranate seed oil. It's luxurious and gorgeous. Okay. Now I'm just going to put 1.5 teaspoons of green clay in here. Well, if we can't, we can't. Well, if it's too thick, if we waited too long, we'll just show you the product. All right, 1 teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoons of green clay. Woo, that'll do it. The universe told us exactly how much green clay it wanted in there. All right, here we go. Let's mix this up. Yep. Thanks, Devin. 2 more of them. Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. We're putting it in the microwave. You know, it's all about improvising today, which I love. Why not? Here we go. I'm going to mix that up. Get that all mixed in. Again, that green clay is going to help to draw out any kind of impurities or toxins. So good for any kind of acne situation or skin issue. That pomegranate oil is going to be so just soothing on our skin. It's going to be so nourishing. It's filled with its own lineup of skin nourishing ingredients. We can just, how about we just microwave it and, yeah, let's just microwave it and not use that one. And if we need to just make this off camera, I'll post pictures inside the Natural Living Club. That's the kind of the thing with live events and the temperature situation, and we don't have a kitchen. But you know what? This is how it turns out, and it's gorgeous. So just don't talk as much as I'm talking when you're making it in your own kitchen. Or do. And just remelt it. There we go. Oh, that smells so good. Yeah, we can show what happens if you cook it too long. Let's do that. Here, Devin, welcome to the show.
So it becomes like that, and you want to show that.
And here's Devin.
Hi.
We cooked it too long, ladies and gentlemen, and it is like one giant marshmallow. So don't cook it too long. We learned. There we go. But we've got another batch going in the fridge, and if we get to pour it today, we get to pour it. If not, I'll show you the finished product on our next live event when we make our mascara, lip gloss, and let's see, what are you voting? What are you voting on? Ooh, look at these names coming in. We've got Woodsy Twist. We've got, oh, I know, the name is pretty tricky, but I think we're going to come up with some good ones. Some Grounded Luxe. Oh, I like that. I know these molds are really fun. Of course, you can find them at Michael's online. I just texted my mom and like 20 molds showed up. So I have a pretty good inside track. Yes, so you can absolutely add in coconut oil. I just chose pomegranate seed oil as the carrier for this recipe, but you can add in whatever you want. I know, chemistry in action, Chris. Okay, Devin's going to come in. Wave at him again.
All right, here we go.
Thank you, Devin. I know, chemistry in action. There we go. So don't do that. We're going to definitely chill the base and try melting in again, but probably at home. That hot plate is tricky. And it just sort of, it's like NASA's about to take off and fly to Mars with the amount of noise. And then Devin's like running the event, switching back and forth, all of the things. So don't you worry. We're going to try the microwave. If that doesn't work, we'll just melt it again after we're done with our live event here. So let's go ahead. I want to come back up to your comments to see if body oil or shower scrub is winning. And I see, you know what we could do? I'm seeing body oil. I don't know. I would have to count those up.
Okay, we gotta work quick.
We got to work quick.
And we don't have the same amount.
And it's fine. We'll figure it out.
But this will demonstrate.
This will demonstrate it. It's about the same amount. Again, this is a wash-off product. And so it's not as important that your dilution guidelines are perfect. So can you see this okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and dump this in here. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, that's so fun. That is so fun. Take my little spatula here. Get that going. There we go. Ooh la la, that is amazing. Let's go ahead and blend that up. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. You want to know something funny? There's donkey's milk in this particular soap base, which may or may not be your favorite. I think it's great. I think why not? So we were trying to come up with fun names for like kick-ass soap or whatever it might be, since there's some donkey milk in here. You can find soap bases that are vegan. You can find soap bases without donkey milk. We are not worried or scared of that, but it's an unusual product for sure. Okay, so I've stirred that up. Now, this may or may not pour well. Here we go. You ready? It's a little warm. I wonder, should I put it in the little Pyrex? I think we have time to do that. Do you have the little Pyrex? Or otherwise, let's use the little one because it's just gonna go everywhere. Let's pour it into this little Pyrex. Here we go. What could go wrong? Hot donkey's milk base into this little Pyrex. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to pour this into our molds carefully. Are you ready? Oh, that's so nice. 1, 2, 3, and a little bit. Oh, that's great. And you can cut those in half for traveling. You can make them into thirds. Oh, how fun. That is great. It smells divine. Let's try to see if it already hardened up. It already has a film. I don't want to pour that in there and make it all filmy. Isn't that fun though? Oh my goodness. And as you can see, and right beside me, I have all kinds of oval molds. These particular molds had bees, buzzing bees and a honeycomb on the back, which is so cool. So you can get any kind of molds you want. This is going to set up in an hour and it will be ready to go. So again, unlike the live version, you don't have to let this cure. Once it's cool and once it's ready and firm, you can take it in the shower and you are good to go. I know, I like that. Okay, tell me more of your names. I know, doesn't kick-ass soap rock? I love that too. I know, is YouTube gonna censor me now? Probably. The donkey dunk soap. I know, that is great. Wake and Woody, there you go. I like it. Love Tiger's Tail. That is fantastic. This has been so much fun. We're not done yet. I'm not saying this has been so much fun because I'm ending the event. It literally has been so much fun doing this with you. And that's just kind of how things go sometimes, especially when you are in a real live situation. Now, if you wanted to, you could take the oatmeal and you could sprinkle it on top. Should we? Yeah, let's do it. You could sprinkle it on top just like that. It'll just add a little bit more exfoliation. Oatmeal is so good if you've got any kind of eczema going on or skin issues. I'm going to leave one without anything in it though. If I wanted to quickly crush up these rose petals, I could do that too and put it on top of there. Should we do one? Yeah, go for it. I don't know if it'll crush up quickly, but here we go. We'll crush this rose. Oh, that's cute. I'm glad we did that. And that's great for Valentine's Day as well. Oh, that's really pretty. Well, there we go. I'm glad sometimes you just got to say yes. Say yes to stuff. Okay. Those are gorgeous. And again, depending on how you or who you're blending for, you might want it to be a more masculine feel or a more feminine feel. And again, maybe somewhere in between, just depending on you and who you are blending for. Yeah, some of you who are experiencing ads, I'm sorry about that. The replay should not have any in, so you can go through and you can use a different carrier oil. You could use coconut. You could use jojoba. You could use olive oil. You could use really any carrier in here. You could use any combination of essential oils. Now, again, when you're getting into those more precious oils like rose and jasmine, a little bit goes a long way, like ylang ylang, a little bit goes a long way. So just keep that in mind for the florals. You don't want to have too much in. You could actually get a headache from too much of those precious, precious oils. Also, they're very expensive and pricey. So one drop of rose is going to smell like a lot of rose, right? So just use your common sense judgment on that. And I know the oatmeal and rosebuds are just such a great touch on those. Lavender petals would be great too. We used lavender on the melt and pour bars that we put together for the video when we made that video last week, which is great. I know rose petals are so nice. There we go. So yeah, that is so much fun. Now, I would love for you to help me as I am putting together the specific pieces of our 6 week natural living makeover. Now, we're set to tentatively open up that experience February 18. We might need a little bit more time. We might be ready to go right at February 18. We'll keep you more than posted on that with a supply list and everything you need to make the recipes that we're going to be looking at each week during this 6 week makeover. Now, how it's coming together is that on Mondays in our special school community, it'll be separate from the Natural Living Club. It'll be its own 6 week school community just for the 6 week challenge. It's free for anyone to attend. What we would love for you to do is join us on Monday for a quick check in. That'll be a live event inside of school on Mondays where you'll get your recipe handout. I'll walk you through the coursework for that particular week, the different recipes we're going to make. We'll have our live event on Wednesdays, just like we do now, making some of the recipes from the week's focus. And that'll be kind of our workflow. You'll have an opportunity to post pictures of your recipes, to ask questions, to really kind of make this experience your own. So I don't want to share my screen, Devin, because it's just a Google Doc. So I just want to look at the Google Doc to let you know what we're doing each week because I want you to register for this event and to join us for this event. It's good. We're going to have so much fun. The first week is all about aromatherapy 101 basics. We're going to look at what is an essential oil. We're going to start at the basics and all get on the same page with what is an essential oil. Why would I use which essential oil? How do I know what essential oils to use for which moments? We're going to get into some basic chemistry, some basic aromatic notes, some plant part. We're going to start to look and think like expert level aromatherapists, right? During that first week. The second week is all about skincare. And this is where I want you to weigh in. I'm going to look at these comments after or as we're going right now, but we can't do everything, right? We only have a week for this experience. So when it comes to skincare, what would you like me to put together for skincare? So our options, we can do a facial cleanser, a facial toner. Something that's on my mind is just a blend for scars and different either long-term scars you've had for a long time, different oils for that, body washes, body lotions, um, moisturizers, those sorts of things. I want to look at comments as we're going through here. Now, the third week, the focus of that is everyday wellness. This is where we're going to look at blends for cold and flu support. This is where we're going to look at blends for allergy relief, for digestive support, just kind of the everyday medicine toolkit that you can use essential oils for, and some recipes around that. Week 4 is all about green cleaning, making a floor cleaner, an all-purpose cleaner, a grout cleaner, all of the cleaners we're going to look at week 4. Week 5 is a deep dive into how to use essential oils around kids and pets because, the rules are a little different when we're looking at the very delicate just bodies of kids and pets, right? Aromatherapy is a different thing when it comes to supporting kids and pets and their wellness. Week 6 is all about emotional wellness, anxiety relief, sleep support, depression relief. All of those things will be in our emotional wellness week. And then week 7, we're going to come together and look at next steps, different ways you can keep learning with us to reach your own aromatherapy goals. I know some of you are here because you want to start an aromatherapy business. Some of you are here because you want to see clients. Some of you are here because you want to learn how to make products. So we're going to look at that particular week, the different options you have for next steps on your learning journey. And I'm very excited to go through this 6-week experience with you, really 7-week experience with you. So if you have any specific wish lists of things you want me to come up with, this is the time because I'm literally going through with Karen and putting together all of the PDFs, putting together the course material, the recipes we're going to do. So I would love, love, love to know what you want to blend during your 6-week natural living makeover. I'm going to start a conversation inside of the Natural Living Club. I'll show you where that will be. So this is our Natural Living Club. Please become a member. We have so much fun here. I will start a conversation and pin it to the top of wish list recipes for our 6-week natural living makeover. And again, the more you can help me, the better targeted this whole experience will be for all of us in terms of what you want to blend and what you want to formulate all together. I know this soap is already setting up so well. I'm so excited about this. All right, I want to come over. We have our winners. Do we have our winners yet?
We do.
We do.
All right. Tammy Weiner,
Tammy Weiner.
DC Princeful,
DC Princeful,
and Diane Hampel.
and Diane Hampel. You are our winners. If you could please email team@aromatics.com. Michelle will issue your $25 gift card into your account. Let me go over here and I want to show you, for example, if you want to do all of the ingredients for our melt and pour soap base using the lavender, rosemary, eucalyptus, pomegranate seed green clay, you could add all of that to your cart. Again, there's no minimum order to get your free gift. If you're an NLC member, you're going to get this free multi-tool aromatherapy tool. And it is fantastic for popping off the orifice reducers. Just gets right in there. You can pop it right off instead of a fork or a knife or a partner or a friend to help you. This will help pop everything off. So all you need to do is make sure you place any order. There's no minimum. Then go over here and just add in your free gift. Add in your free gift to your order at checkout. And this is, if you're in the Natural Living Club, how you get your free gift. We're only doing this for the first 100 NLC members that place your order. So there's only 100 available for this free gift. So get in there, place your order, and make sure you get this tool because it is absolutely fabulous. If you're not an NLC member, please join. We'd love to have you. If not, you can also order this tool just right off of our website, and that works. That works just as well too. Okay, I want to go over here and sign off. I want to say thank you again for being a part of our incredible community, collection of communities. We're Aromahead, we're Aromatics International, we're the Natural Living Club, we're the Thriving Aromatherapist. We're so happy that you're here. We're so excited for you to be a part of this incredible community of people. I can't wait to see you next week. And again, I can't wait to see you inside of the Natural Living Club right after this event ends. So bye for now, and we will see you next time.